Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nikki the Creator. Today we're going to be talking about how I manifested my luxury apartment. I know a lot of people are trying to move out right now or trying to figure out the first steps into getting their own apartment and how to do it, how to get approved, things of that nature. I definitely manifested this because at the time of me manifesting my apartment, I definitely didn't have my finances fully intact, but there's no rules of manifestation. You can have what you want if you believe it, if you have the assumption. So I'm going to show you guys a journal entry that I wrote. I used the technique of scripting for my apartment, and it was something else that I did as well that kind of put me in the place to believe that I had my apartment. Now, I used to live with my parents and there was nothing wrong at home. I just always had this vision that I could live on my own. And so that's where the desire was birthed from. When I used to play Barbies, I used to always say, oh, I'm going to have my own place one day. And this is what I'm going to put in my place. And this is what I'm going to do. So I had to, take the leap and apply, but I didn't at first. I just started talking about it. Like I was like, oh, I'm going to move out. And a whole year passed and I didn't move out because I didn't do nothing and I didn't put anything towards it. Then one day it just happened that my mom was getting on my nerves. I love her. Love you, Mom, if you're watching. But my mom was getting on my nerves. And I'm like, I feel like our relationship is going to blossom if I kind of step away. So if I live somewhere else and you live here, we'll bloom. She's like, well, then go. Now, y'all, my mom just says stuff with her honor ball self. And I didn't take it to heart, but it kind of fueled me because I'm like, go. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. No shade to my sister, but I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. So I'm like, all right, Nicolette, you got to get out of here. You got to figure it out. You got to do this. And don't do it because you're trying to get back at your mom. Don't do it because you want to show off your apartment. Do this for you. Do it because you legit want a space for yourself. So I wrote a journal entry and I'm going to read it to you guys. So I wanted to get my journal. So as you can see, this journal is completely filled. This is an old journal, last dated in October last year. That's when this journal ended. I'm on a new journal now. So scripting is a technique. You do not have to use scripting to get what you want. You do not have to do anything really to get what you want. You can just think it and it will be. But in this case, because this was new territory for me, I wanted this experience to be fun and I wanted to flow into this with as least resistance as possible. It would be a big transition moving out of my parents' house for the first time onto my own, paying everything. I wanted everything to be smooth. I wanted to write the story of what it would be like living on my own. So on June 11th, 2021, last year, Happy New Year, by the way. As you can see, I'll do a picture because there's some stuff in here I don't want. I'll be writing some spicy stuff sometimes. Anyways, I wrote, I'm sitting at the half island in my perfect new apartment. I am so thankful that me and Tony and Milo, my sister and Milo, moved with me as well. Live peacefully together. Everything in my life is so perfect. I'm sitting at the half island wondering when my clothes would be dry since our wash unit was in our perfect new apartment. I do have a half island. I do have a washer and dryer. It's not far from our parents' house. Definitely nothing over 40 minutes. This is not far from my parents' house. It's probably 20 minutes. If there's traffic, 25. We have a park nearby and amazing food places in case we order out. We're near one of the most major malls in this area. At the same time, it's far enough to not hear the traffic, but close enough that it's 5 minutes away on the GPS. There's a park walking distance from here, but the park is not walking distance. It's a huge park, so I drive to the park, but the park is perfect. I do my walking meditation there when it's warm. The living room is separated from the kitchen. So I purposely put that because if you live in New York, for my viewers that don't live in New York apartments tend to have the kitchen like in the living room. And I didn't want that because I grew up in a home that didn't have it. And I just wanted space when I was sitting down in the living room from the kitchen, which I do have. I feel so safe and secure in my perfect new apartment. We have stainless steel appliances. It's so big and spacious. I can fit my bike without it feeling crowded. I can fit my bike, but is my bike here? No, I left it at my parents' house. I'm so thankful for my perfect new apartment. And then I go on to talk about the job that I wanted. I do have that job. And I went to talk about merch that I wanted to drop that I didn't drop, but it's actually going to drop probably by this next month. I guess my priorities were a little bit different, but this is what I envisioned. And that's what I wrote. That was on June. And I proceeded to just live life and I'm going to tell you something that I did while living with my parents, but I did another journal entry in July. I moved in August, by the way, guys. So this was coming closer to it. And I said my name. I said, I am Nicolette Allen. I currently live and I named the apartment complex, has a name. My life is absolutely perfect. Everything is happening for me right now. And I proceeded to write about other stuff that y'all need to know about. Juicy stuff, you know. But that's really what I did. I just wrote as if I had already moved and I was so grateful to have moved. Something else that I did when I started to get frustrated or I had frustrating days or I started to get nervous or if I would find my perfect apartment, I acted as if I was in my apartment while I was in my parents' house. Now, you do not have to do these things. I just did it to make me feel good. The key is to, feel the state. You could do anything to feel the state. I just chose these two techniques. It doesn't mean that it's mandatory. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. It is not mandatory to do these techniques. I just did these things because it made me feel good. So if I was washing the plates in my parents' house, I would be like, oh, wow, I'm in my head. Like, I'm so grateful I'm washing the plates in my house. Like, I have my own place. It's so spacious. I get to wash my own dishes. I don't have to wash up everybody's dishes. I just did little things like that. When I did laundry, I would be like, oh, this is the washer and drying in my new place. I really just kind of put myself in a place where, especially when I turned the key in the door of my parents' house, I'm like, oh, I'm walking into my new luxury apartment. Okay? Like, that's how I kind of did it. I had fun. That was my key. Like, I just want to have fun. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to feel good. And a close friend of mine, and she said, what is it that you want in your apartment? I was like, wow, that question is so simple. Why didn't I think of that? And I proceeded to list what I want in my apartment. I knew I wanted a separate kitchen from living room. I wanted a washer and dryer. Do this list according to you. Do not do this list according to what you see on social media. What do you really want? You get what I'm saying? Some people want the loft style look. Some people want the industrial look. I wanted space, I just was really big on space, especially if I was going to live with my dog. He's kind of big. I just wanted space to move around. I wanted my own bathroom, which I do have. I wanted a tub because I didn't have a tub that was working at my parents' house. I wanted a tub so I could do bubble baths. I wanted the community to feel safe if it was in a complex. I wanted a washer and dryer. I didn't necessarily want carpet. I have carpet, but that was something that was not a deal breaker, so it was okay. And I wanted windows. I love lighting, natural lighting. And I do have lovely big windows. So I wrote that down on the list and it made the search easier. It was easier for me to filter out. So yes, that was the action that I took. I search. You have to search. Yes, I was doing my self-concept. So there were people in my life that knew I wanted to move out that was sending me places that I could apply to, places that I can look. But this one I found on my own and I applied. And when I applied, I was nervous as fuck, okay? I'm not even gonna sit here and try to act like I was this confident being that said my affirmations. I was nervous because, like I said, there were certain things that I didn't have straight. But I'm like, you know what? Manifestation defies society's laws. So I'm like, I can just do this. Let me just do this. And anytime I felt nervous, I would just deep breathe and just close my eyes and be like, I deserve to live on my own. I deserve to move out. I deserve to have this, whatever. Like, I deserve this. And by the end of the week, I got the acceptance letter and I moved in August and now I live here. Right, guys? So it's really knowing what you want, having the desire, and deciding. If you guys want a video on scripting, comment below. It's just a technique. It's not mandatory. You can act as if, like I said, it's not mandatory. I just did this in this case to immerse myself into the feeling. I really enjoy my apartment. It's affordable. I love the space. I love all the things that I can do here. I'm making it more of a home. I'm still getting things. And a lot of the things, there was one more thing that I did. I made a registry. I made a registry as if I was inviting people to my housewarming, which I still didn't have, but I made the registry, and a lot of stuff on the list, people bought it for me even without me having a housewarming. So have fun. If you do want coaching, my email is down below. I thank you guys for liking, comment, and subscribing. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really just want to help you guys be the best version of yourself and get whatever it is that you want.